welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be continuing reading the November edition of the Light paper, a truth paper. Link is in the description, so you can go to the website and you can download the January edition, December, November and other back issues. Okay, so I'm doing this in a new way this time. I've downloaded OBS Studio and I'm hoping this is going to work. It's taken me a little while to figure out the sound issues, so hopefully this is going to work fine. This way you can either listen to it or you can read along with me if you wish. Okay, so let's get to it. And don't forget at the end, if you like the video, enjoy it, and you haven't already done so, please like, share, subscribe and do all the normal stuff you do with YouTube videos. Okay, so here we go. So this is the article I'm going to be reading today. I'm just going to change this to full screen mode. There we go. And zoom in for you. Okay, so small UK farms disappearing. This is on page 9, written by Abby Allen of Piper's Farm. The number of US-style mega farms in the UK has increased by 30% in the past 5 years alone. This collapse in family farms has in part been driven by the rise of concentrated animal feeding operations, otherwise known as CAFOs. In these mega industrial farming units, pigs, cows and chickens are crammed by the thousand into rows of barns. Many units are semi-automated, with feeding run by computer, with periodic visits by workers. Industrial farming dominates animal production and has an outsized influence on crop growing and land usage. The UK is now home to at least 789 mega farms, classed as CAFOs. Most highly geared industrial farms are not far off the CAFO status, and there are thousands of industrial farms taking up huge swathes of British land, once home to a tapestry of smaller farms. The trend for the UK to follow US-style agriculture is nothing new. We have been taking our lead from our cousins across the pond since the Industrial Revolution. However, right now the rapid expansion of farming methods are at the heart of the row over US attempts to erode Britain's food standards and leave open access to the UK market as part of a post-Brexit trade deal. Global corporations who control the vast majority of food supply around the world are telling UK farmers if they want to compete against American imports, they will likely have to increase the yield of their farms to force cheaper food and lower their welfare standards, or go out of business. The British farming industry has been under relentless pressure to make food cheaper and cheaper. Cheap food culture is still a force to be reckoned with. When looking at the amount of disposable income each household spends on food, for example, the UK comes third last in the world. It has been this singular focus that has meant we have lost sight of the true cost of our agricultural industry. The cost to our environment, the cost to human health, even the cost of our land, making access more and more difficult for new entrant farmers to start up enterprises. Many farmers have not been able to sustain a working farm and have instead jumped off the treadmill and sold out to developers who have covered Grade A farmland in housing developments. This has further driven up the price of land and made it more scarce and more difficult for the small family farm to survive. How can we create a food system that supports small-scale farms? There is extensive evidence of the important role that small-scale farms have in our agricultural landscape, creating jobs, supporting rural communities and reducing inputs and waste on mixed farms. Small farms such as these are often written off as inefficient or low output, but a study carried out by the Prince's Countryside Fund points out top-performing small family farms are just as efficient as many of the country's much larger ones, especially when it comes to producing higher quality food, grass-fed, hand-reared, free-range, self-sustaining and regenerating. Okay, so that was another article from the Light paper. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, please like, share and subscribe. And I will point out there are a couple of documentaries I recently watched on Netflix which cover some of these issues. And one is entitled What the Health? And I believe the other one was called Rotten, which may be a series if I recall. But they point out the issues for human health as well as climate change in relation to industrial meat production and farming methods. So if you're interested in this topic, I highly recommend you go and find those documentaries and give them a watch. Okay, thank you, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.